And Morph has dropped the ball.
There they are. There's the clapping.
All right, welcome to Geek Vice, the official podcast of every creepy doll and every horror movie ever seen. I just got a dirty look from the wife.
Welcome, everybody, to Geek Vice episode number 93. Two geeks struggling to be heard across the vastness of the World Wide Web. We dare to go where millions of men had gone before. I mean, really, someone had to show us how to do it. Thanks for joining us in our geekdom as we discuss all things geek and sometimes relevant topics. Tonight, we are bouncing all over the place, so just buckle in, strap in, and wait for the wild ride. It might happen eventually.
You never know.
So how are you doing, Mr. Kip?
Oh, it's not too bad for a Monday.
Yeah. Other than, technical difficulties and running like way behind schedule and all
Yeah,
that
I'm the
stuff.
one who's supposed to be late for these things.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the reason this time why we're starting at 9:30. So, what have you been doing this last week?
I had a weekend of gaming, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Yeah, Morph actually left the house. He went from one house to another. Came over to my house on Friday night. We had a few other geekoids over, and we played some board games.
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
I did not win, although it looked like I was going to win at one time.
Well, that's the way board games usually work for me as well.
Yeah.
Let's see, what did we play? We played Thunderstone, Firefly, Cartoon Network Flux, which I am completely on the fence about that game.
I think the game is good, except it would have been better if it was a different topic, I think. At least for you and me, it would have been better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I like the rules change as people play cards and stuff like that, but there's a couple of cards that's like, okay, you can only play these two if they're part of the same cartoon show, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
And then the one card where you had to talk in the cartoon voice, my mind went blank. I couldn't even think of a cartoon character.
Yeah, well, honestly, I didn't even want to attempt it. I'm just like, yeah, to me, that's just not I don't know. Maybe if I had 5 or 6 drinks, then maybe it would have worked out. But I'd only had 3, and so it wasn't nearly enough.
Yeah, it was tough. But the two guys that did do the cartoon voices, I think stuck to the same one. Didn't they both just use the same one over and over?
For the most part, yeah. But they did them so good that you're just like, okay, I can't.
And I couldn't tell you who it was. I have no idea who the voice was.
Yeah, I think one was Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
I would have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know either. But the big news from Friday night is I actually won a game.
What did you win?
Rare. It's very rare. But I won Lords of Waterdeep.
Oh, that's right. You did win that one.
Yeah, you're trying to drop that right out of your memory, aren't you?
Yeah, because I screwed it up. I should have won that one.
Well, it came to a point in the game where I realized I'm not going to make any of these quests. So I'm just going to whore myself out for victory points. And that's what I did, and it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, did you? Well, and I think you even completed a quest there in the last turn, didn't you? Or the turn before the last?
I got lucky on a draw, and it was like I needed 1 cube. It's like, well, I could do that. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
So, the world was in shock. I actually won a game.
That was really fun, though. I liked that game. I liked Lords of Waterdeep.
Yeah,
that is definitely going to go on my list of games that I want to play with the kids.
Yeah, I always liked the worker placement games.
Yeah.
they can tend to be over my head on strategy. I don't think enough steps ahead. But thankfully, I was playing with a bunch of newbies, so
and a bunch of idiots. So
and
at least one.
And then just being just horning myself out for victory points worked at the end. So
yeah.
So yes, I'm proud of this victory.
As you should be.
We should make like a trophy, like Kip finally won a game.
Yeah. Well, and then on Saturday night, that was Friday night, and then Saturday night, you and I joined. Well, you started, and then I kind of jumped in. I don't know if you guys had already played a few games before I got in there, but we hooked up with the Doug and Eddie from the Doug and Eddie show, and a few other people too, I think, right?
One other guy from Canada.
Okay.
Named Corey.
Yeah, he because there was several. I don't know the screen names for those other people, but we played a cross-platform game of Rocket League, which I liked. I think that was fun. I'm enjoying that game.
Yeah, it's too bad that when you're cross-platform, you can't do the audio with us.
Well, and I'm wondering, like, because you guys were in like a PlayStation party thing outside of the game, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you guys didn't do that and actually were in on the game part of it in the game chat, because there is voice chat inside that game itself, or at least there is on the computer side. I wonder if that would have allowed me to hear you guys. But
well, it worked out well for us because then we could just make comments about you and you had no idea.
Oh yeah, and I was sucking it up bad there.
I wasn't any better. We'll just say that.
When you look at the gamer tags and everyone else is semi-pro or pro, and I'm rookie. Yeah, I think I'm the newbie on that one.
Well, you only owned the game for 24 hours, so we can't expect a whole heck of a lot.
Well, that is true, and I'm almost up to level 10 now. So, because I've been playing a whole bunch. I started a season, and I've just been playing a season, so just been playing game after game. That's actually been a lot of fun. I'm having a blast with that thing.
Yeah, for simple game. For people who don't know, Rocket League is basically soccer with cars. You are basically a car. You drive around the pitch. How's that?
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, but you're kicking around a soccer ball about the size of what? A Volkswagen Bug, maybe bigger?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I could still miss it. Amazing.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun. You can have, I don't know how many people you can have playing at one time, but I think we played, what did we play? 3-on-3 or 4-on-4?
I think we played a 4-on-4, which I think is the max.
Okay. Yeah, and that was we had four, or I guess 5 human players, and then the rest were filled in with computers with AI.
Yeah. As Eddie called them, the bots.
The bots.
The bots.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. In the season that I'm playing 3-on-3, but I'm not playing with anybody. I'm not playing an online season or anything because I just started it so that I could kind of get some practice and get a little better. And I think I'm going to need to up the difficulty level. I've got it on the easiest one right now, and I'm winning games like the last game I won, the last game I played was 7-0, and I scored 7 goals.
There you go.
So
yeah,
I'm gonna need to up the difficulty a little bit so I can get a little better. But it's definitely a fun game.
Well, you definitely have to play more online. Then you get humbled pretty quick.
There's part of the reason why I don't play anything online.
But it was fun. I mean, and I should have known that you do anything with the Doug and Eddie show, they put it out there online. So we were on Twitch. I I imagine it was easy to set up, but I would never. I didn't know. I'd never even tried using that stuff, but of course Eddie was all over it,
Yeah.
and we had our favorite listener Ish was watching us humiliate ourselves. So that's always good.
Yeah.
That's always good for the ego.
Yeah, that's great. We're gonna have to try that again. And if there's any of our fans out there that are listening and want to either have a PlayStation 4 or have a computer that you want to install Rocket League on, maybe we'll do a Geek Vice session and we'll figure out how to put it up on Twitch and or just get it to where we can all just play it. Just everybody get in. Hey, here's the server, here's the password, and come join us. So
yeah, it was a good time. It would be fun to have 8 people in there. You can play 4-on-4 and talk some smack. That'd be good.
Yeah, that would be good. I'd be all for it, especially if we can get the audio working to where we can all talk some smack.
Otherwise, we're just going to make fun of you the whole time until you actually do get audio that works.
Yeah, I mean, I even had my headset on and everything, but I think it was on your guys' end. I think it was your problem, not mine.
Actually, we could hear each other just fine, so problem may not have been the word for it.
Yeah, exactly. You did that on purpose.
Can't prove it.
So, yeah, the only thing that I've got going on this last week, well, other than the things that you and I did together, was I acquired a copy of Ish. You should definitely buy it. It's $20 on Steam, and it's a lot of fun. It's definitely worth $20.
Yeah, and if you would have had a PlayStation 4 last month, it was free, which is my favorite price.
Yeah. No, we will definitely play with a girl, Ish. Don't you worry about that.
Well, unless you beat us really bad, then we'll have to give you like a manly sounding tag so we can't say we were beat by a girl.
Kip's the only one that's worried about that. I get beat by a girl all the time.
Well, I should be okay with it because, like, when I play Call of Duty, I'll be schooled by people whose voice hasn't even changed yet. So
it pretty much sounds like a girl?
Yeah. So basically, when it comes to online video games, I'm low-hanging fruit. I probably should change my gamer tag to low-hanging fruit.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
You have to see if that one's still available. But I acquired a copy of Age of Ultron, and I've started watching Age of Ultron. Now, I have not finished it. I watched the first hour because I am watching it with my oldest boy. So we watched the first hour last night, and we weren't able to watch any tonight because he had soccer practice. But we're going to... being a 2.5 hour long movie, that is a really long movie. And so it's probably going to take me a couple more nights to be able to finish it with him because we just don't have that much time after school and all that stuff to be able to get stuff done. So
it's sad that a 2.5 hour movie takes you 3 nights to watch.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why I don't go to the movies very often, because it takes a big chunk of my day and I don't have that much time. So, I mean, if I were watching it, if I wasn't trying to watch it with him, I could get it done in a night because I just stay up late and watch it, after he's in bed. But when we don't get home from work until 5:30, and then you got dinner, homework, and then you can start watching the movie, and they got to be in bed at a decent time. It makes that time period to watch a movie a lot shorter.
Yeah, I can only imagine. So the 1/3 of it that you've watched so far, what do you think?
I think it's pretty good. I'm a little disappointed in kind of the Ultron character right now. I'm a little disappointed in that and I knew that Tony Stark had made him, like that in the movies. That's who was going to make him, but I didn't really like the way they went about making him. I kind of wanted him to already be there at the beginning of the movie, to have it be an AI consciousness that was already there and, already kind of been in play and just turned bad, instead of one that, or not even really turned bad, but realized that, hey, if I'm really going to save the world, then I need to go about it this way. And these people are really what's causing the problem. Instead of it just being automatically like comes online and then boom, immediately, hey, the Avengers are bad type thing. But I mean, that's a minor argument. The other thing that I didn't like about Ultron was his personality. I understand what they're doing. They tried to make the personality kind of like Tony Stark, since he was the creator. But I was really kind of hoping for more of that, the more dry, less witty, just more logical and computer type thought process to him. Some of the jokes he made are pretty funny. Like I'm okay with it, but it wasn't something I was expecting. I was kind of expecting him to be a dry, boring kind of robot. Just pure logic. The reason he's doing the stuff that he's doing is logical and just fits right into this type thing, because he is a computer program. He is an AI. He's, but overall, I mean, the movie looks great. I got to give him credit with that. Dialogue's pretty good. I kind of liked the part where Tony Stark, at the very beginning, Tony Stark says something and Captain America goes language, and then that's just been a running thing so far throughout this. I've kind of enjoyed that part. That was, to me, that was funny. But I kind of like this. I like Quicksilver. I like how they've got him played up. Yes-ish, a Spock robot.
That's exactly what I was thinking when you were saying that.
Yeah. Because that's what Ultron, I mean, that's what that Ultron kind of is, That's what, at least that's the way it was in the comic books. Like, that's what I think of when I think of Ultron, is just, like Spock. I've enjoyed the fact that this movie, like, I was a little worried just without watching this beforehand, whether or not my 6-year-old would be able to watch this, at least for the hour into it. I don't feel bad letting him watch it. It's nothing's too ridiculously over the top. There's no nothing seems to hit a point where I'm like, ooh, I need to turn this off. Like when watching the Transformers Age of Extinction that I railed on in an earlier episode, you guys can go back and find that episode. If you find the episode and tweet to me, then maybe I'll give you a shout out here. But I railed on that one with the fact that I watched that movie and I'm just like, there were times where I needed to cover my kids' eyes, because there was just there's people being vaporized, and the destruction and the way the destruction played out, and the scenes against people on people was just over the top. And this one does a pretty good job of, since they are superheroes, nobody really, dies anyway. So,
yeah. I'm trying to decide if the final battle at the end is going to meet your criteria or not. I'm a bad judge of character on that, since I have no children and I just watch whatever the hell I want. I don't have to think about it, so I'll be curious to see what you say. I don't remember anything being so over the top, though. But
because like the thing that, one of the parts in Age of Extinction that like it just shocked, like just floored me was there's a guy running away from one of the robots, and he sets off this bomb, and as it goes through, it basically chars him standing up. So he's running, and in motion, he just freezes and is like charred, like just caught fire, burns, and goes to like this statue of ash all within this instant. And I'm just like, really didn't need to see the guy on fire watching this with my kid, but it was just some of that stuff was just a little crazy. Now this one, that's at the beginning of a movie, so when you see that at the beginning of a movie, you're like, ooh, I don't know if I really want him to finish this movie, because I don't know what, the final battle is always the worst. Well, what happens if this is at the beginning?
Yeah.
So the fact that we've gotten an hour in and I'm not feeling, I'm not regretting the fact that I'm letting him watch it.
You have no regrets?
No regrets. So I think he'll be all right for the final battle, no matter what they do. So.
Well, you can give us the update after, it takes you 6 days to watch it.
So next week or next month, I'll be able to talk to you about this movie. But no, I'm looking forward to finishing it. And honestly, I kind of wanted to finish it last night after we started it. But I'm like, you know what? I told him I would wait and watch this with him. So I will wait and watch it with him. Tortures of a Dad, right?
Yep. So last year it was, well, I guess it's earlier this year, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
It was probably my number 2 movie of the year.
Yeah.
Behind Mad Max. Just love that movie. But you posed a good question earlier. Where does it rank in the hierarchy of the Marvel movies that have come out? And, I gave you my list, and I had Iron Man number 1. I'm actually, I don't know. I think Guardians of the Galaxy may have been my favorite Marvel movie so far.
Yeah, that's fair.
Followed by Iron Man, followed by the first Avengers, and then probably the second of the Age of Ultron probably falls right in there after that. That's how I see it. I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time placing it in there right now, but if I would go my top 4,
you wouldn't be able to do it because you haven't seen all the movie yet.
I haven't seen the whole movie. I wouldn't be able to put it in there yet, but it's going to have a hard time breaking into that top 4 because I really enjoyed the first Captain America movie, and I really enjoyed the second Captain America movie. Winter Soldier, to me, is up there. I would even almost put the Winter Soldier movie above the first Iron Man movie.
Really?
Yeah. I really enjoyed that movie. That was a movie to me that they just hit on all cylinders. I really liked that one.
Yeah. For some reason, the first Captain America movie I really enjoyed, but I walked away feeling like it was a little flat.
Sure.
I can't put my finger on why. The second one was by far the best Captain America movie.
Absolutely.
The Winter Soldier was pretty fantastic. Yeah, so maybe Age of Ultron, Captain America 2 are on par. I don't know. It'd be nice to just sit down and have all the free time in the world and watch all these movies again, and then I'd be able to do it better. But
yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know. Maybe that's what I need to try to do. We can find a time here coming up, and we'll say, okay, by this date, we need to have all 13 of these movies watched.
Holy shit! Is it really 13?
Yes. This Ant-Man was the 13th Marvel movie, starting with Iron Man 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Well, to quote Game of Thrones, winter is coming, so I should have more time to watch movies.
Yeah. There you go. So we should watch all 13 movies and then rank them, and then we can just kind of keep this ranking going, and we'll see how all these others do.
We'll buy plenty of popcorn because you're going to need it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, especially when you get movies like this that are 2.5 hours long. I mean, geez,
And it
13
takes
movies.
you days to watch.
Yeah.
It's not like it's going to take 13 movies.
Yeah, there's no hope. There's no hope. I think I have some of them actually on DVD. I'm sure I do somewhere. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I have them all digitally.
I have the first Iron Man, Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers.
Oh no, I do have Avengers. It's sitting over here with the kids' movies.
The second Captain America.
And we do have Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Hated the other Iron Man movies.
Yeah.
Thor felt kind of flat as well. Not as flat. It was more flat than Captain America.
Right.
Ant-Man hasn't come out on DVD yet, so I can't even give you a reason why I don't own it other than it's not out. Probably won't own it because there's not a whole lot of rewatchability there, but
yeah. No, I agree there. Agreed. Well, speaking of movies, we'll go into this one. Did you hear that Hasbro and Warner Brothers are teaming up to make a new Dungeons and Dragons movie?
because the others have done so well in the past.
Yeah, it's yeah. Well, there was a big, and my web page is not opening now. Of course, there was some big problems with it because it was there was a big legal battle on who had the rights to the movie and all this and that, and it ended up that Warner Brothers has the rights to it. Hasbro has something to it, like they both have rights to it or something like that. But, it got into a legal battle for a little while, and now it looks like it's going to get made, or at least they're under agreement to make one. So I guess we have to just wait and see what happens. I don't know what to say. There's a part of me that's like, yeah, I kind of want to see this because, it could be good. There's plenty of stories in the D&D world to pull from. They could pull from any of the Forgotten Realms or any of that stuff to put this all together, but it's just whether or not they can get the right people.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. And, being aligned with Hasbro, I'm guessing is so they can create games and toys and whatnot.
Yeah.
Don't trust Hasbro because I still haven't. They had a really great opportunity with Battleship Galaxies to make expansions for, and they did not, so the game died. Yeah, I'm still bitter. Yeah, with Wizards of the Coast and all that with Dungeons and Dragons, not sure what Hasbro is going to be able to do.
Yeah, I don't either. And all I hope for is that it's way better than the 2000 Dungeons and Dragons movie with Jeremy Irons and Marlon Wayans. Yeah.
Yeah, the script could be written in crayon and it would still be better than that movie. So
that is true.
It's kind of like Fantastic Four. Can't seem to make a good one of those. Can't seem to make a good Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Yeah.
But like you said, there's plenty to pull from. I mean, you watch Lord of the Rings and things like that, and it's like, there's your blueprint. Here's how you can at least make it visually look. Go. And they still can't seem to do it.
Yeah, some of the rumors in here in this article kind of talk about they talk about the script, the the supposed script that was out there for 2012 when it's caused all this or screenplay was written by David Leslie Johnson, and he's known for Wrath of the Titans. And supposedly his script was going to take place in the Forgotten Realms part of D&D. So, and there's some really good writers that have written some really good stories in that realm. So, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what happens. There's no date on when this is going to happen. This has just gotten through the legal battles now. So, I'm sure we're still looking at something that's 2 to 5 years down the road. I'm sure they're going to wait and find out what happens with Jim and the Holograms, that disaster of a looking movie.
What, you don't think that's going to be fantastic?
No, I don't. No, not at all. Not at all. But, we said we was going to go hodgepodge on this thing, so we'll jump around a little bit more, and let's go to the Xbox One backwards compatibility has been announced to happen in November of this year. But the big reason I wanted to put this on there was this is not going to be every Xbox 360 game just being available on the Xbox One. It is going to still require Microsoft to go through and basically port these games over to the Xbox One, and then you will be able to I'm not sure how you're going to be able to access them. It's going to be a downloadable thing. It's going to be an install thing, so I don't know if it's going to be like you take your original disc and install it installed onto the hard drive of the Xbox One, and then it'll download a patch to make it available on the Xbox One, or how that's going to work. But it will not be all of the titles. No games that rely on USB peripherals or the Kinect will work. And there's basically right now there's a list of titles that will or will not be coming to Xbox One. And if you really want something to come out to Xbox One, you've got to let them know so that they can go through the process of changing the licensing agreement and all that stuff. So this, for what it originally sounded like, that you're just going to be able to take your 360 game and put it in your Xbox One and be able to play. That doesn't sound like that's going to be the case, and it doesn't sound like every game's going to be available. So to me, that right there, if they're not careful, this can end up being a killing thing for Xbox One instead of the thing to push their console over the top.
Well, it's a shame, that even with backwards compatibility, they still can't completely get it right.
Yeah.
What are these things? These things have been out, close to 2 years now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So, if I just wonder if they would have released this backwards compatibility in the beginning, if they would have maybe grabbed a larger market share.
Yeah. And it's, I don't know, it seems like PlayStation 4 has kind of done a little bit better, kind of outsold it a little bit more.
Yeah, they definitely kicked their butts, and I'm not sure if backwards compatibility would have helped them out a whole hell of a lot. I know, I had Xbox Gold, Live Gold, and now I've got, PlayStation Play, and the whole new thing was you get so many new titles for free each month as long as you keep your subscription up. And it just seems like the ones that came with PlayStation were just a hell of a lot better. I mean, for example, Rocket League. So, maybe backwards compatibility would help them, but just giving people stuff to play at a reasonable price, like free or at a big discount online, would be probably helping a whole hell of a lot.
They do have, I think Microsoft kind of has the wrong approach when it comes to selling games digitally. I think they charge too much for their games digitally.
Yeah. They're way too proud of them.
Yeah, even the indie stuff, some of the smaller publishers, when they put stuff out there, Microsoft sets those prices, not them. And so that's why you see some games being sold on Xbox Live for $20 when it's only $5 or $10 on PlayStation or on the computer. That's, to me, that's a bad strategy. So I don't know. I don't own an Xbox One, and I was leaning towards it when this backwards compatibility got mentioned, because I have so many 360 games and the kids like playing these 360 games. But the big game they're playing now is Skylanders, and that won't work on the Xbox One because it is a USB. It requires a USB peripheral.
That's true.
So the odds of me getting the Xbox One now are even slimmer, because I don't have room to have both consoles hooked up and going. So one will get taken down and the other one will get put up, and so it's going to be a long time before I get a new console.
Which is a shame too, because I'm having a good time with the PS4.
Yeah, well, that's where I'm leaning towards. So maybe when I finally win the lottery, I'll go get me a PS4.
There you go. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I just kind of got lucky with mine, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Maybe one day, Morph will be in the same position.
Yeah, maybe one day. So, how would you like to ride a hoverboard?
I'd probably, break my neck.
Yeah, me too. And there's been a lot of videos out there, a lot of things that have, claim to have hoverboards and all the. And there was even one with Tony Hawk that came out and ended up being shown that it's not real. But this article is from geek.com, and it's car manufacturer Lexus has actually come up with the closest thing to reality of a hoverboard. It is a floating skateboard, is what they call it. The big reason that it floats is that it's basically using magnets to keep it up. So there has to be like a metal bar basically in the ground, and then these superconductors are hooked to there's 32 superconductors built into the board itself, that basically keeps it off the ground and gives it that hovering ability. The only downside is that they say in order for the superconductors to work, they have to be cooled to negative 321 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
And you have to refuel the board with 50 ounces or 5 ounces. I think it's 5 ounces. They missed a space in there of liquid nitrogen every 10 minutes to keep those crazy magnets cool.
Damn.
So, so it's probably not ever really going to get sold, but it was kind of cool. It's kind of a cool idea.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah. There is a video that I'm going to put out on the Facebook page.
Well, I like the idea, and then if they can get a skateboard, eventually you think you could get a car. So that's my hope. Maybe Tesla will do the car. Who knows? But
well, and just to kind of, this technology is not new. This is the same sort of technology that is used in Shanghai's maglev, their levitating train that they have in Shanghai.
Yeah, their bullet train.
Yeah, that allows the train to go up to 270 miles an hour.
Just like I do on a skateboard.
Exactly. So, it's kind of cool that this technology is still out there, and they're just finding different ways to use it. So, it's kind of fun. The video actually shows some people trying it out, and actually a professional skateboard rider or skateboarder, Ross McGoran. Yeah. So you actually get to see some real people try it out, and it's kind of cool. I want one.
You get one of those and a pair of self-lacing tennis shoes, and you'll be set.
Yes. Yeah, which Nike says that they're going to come out with those, and they never did. So
yeah, because I can imagine the injuries when those things glitch.
Yeah. So the last few topics that we got for tonight are some television topics. Just some stuff that I wanted to mention, like Doctor Who is coming back to TV, and the new season is starting September 19th. I wanted to make sure I got that in there tonight because September 19th is coming up in a couple weeks. So wanted to make sure I got it out there so people can those Whovians can make sure that they're ready to watch it when it comes out.
Excuse me.
We gonna get you into this season of Doctor Who there, Kip?
Highly unlikely.
Unfortunate. How about Constantine? You liked Constantine, right?
I did. I was disappointed when they canceled that bad boy.
Well, then you shouldn't be too disappointed because now the Constantine character and the actor Matt Ryan is going to be joining Arrow in the 4th season of Arrow. He's going to be making an appearance. I'll be curious to see how this works and if it's just a short time. And Ish and her random topics. I want to see if they're able to get Constantine in there like on a regular. Is he going to be a regular occurrence? Is he just going to show up every once in a while? I think Matt Ryan does a hell of a job playing Constantine, so I
thought he was great, and I trust in the writers of Arrow. I think they do a really good job. So adding him and letting those writers take over would be pretty fascinating to see what they could do with it.
Yeah, I'm in for that. I'm in for that completely. And lastly, we've got this came out earlier this month, but just in case people didn't see, Flash and Arrow have had their season premieres announced. So October 6th is going to be The Flash and iZombie for any of those iZombie fans out there.
Love that show.
So that's going to be October 6th, and October 7th is going to be Arrow. So
Nice.
CW is starting all their new shows that same week. The 6th is The Flash and iZombie. The 7th is Arrow and Supernatural. The 8th is Vampire Diaries and the Originals. The 9th is Rain. And the 10th is Jane the Virgin and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
I didn't realize Vampire Diaries was still a thing.
Yeah, it's
That's disappointing.
well, it's gotten so bad that my wife even stopped watching it, and when that happens, that's really bad.
Well, that gives her more time to read, books
Yeah.
like what Ish writes.
Yeah, smut novels.
Yeah.
She still does that. So, and and Ish, the comment Ish made to us is that she says that I need to, and by I mean actually me. She calls me out here. Morph, need to get a list of conventions coming to the area so I can get the hell out of my house soon. Just a random thought brought to you by Ish.
The only one I know of is in Omaha, the first weekend in October.
What is that? Is that the board gaming one up there?
Yeah, and that's the one that Doug and Eddie are going to have a booth set up at. So go see her. What's she call him? Smexy Eddie? Is that the word?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you have to drive to Omaha, and then you actually have to be in Omaha. So
is it actually? Well, better question.
Sorry, Eddie.
Is it actually going to be in Omaha this time, or is it going to be like the Omaha Comic-Con that wasn't in Omaha at all?
I have no idea. Yeah.
So, I don't know of any comic conventions or any conventions in general that are coming up now. We just missed Kansas City Comic-Con. I was actually out of town for that weekend, so I wasn't able to go to that one. But I don't know of any more coming up in 2015, so we'll have to start looking at 2016 for there.
There should be one. Damn. We're just going to have to put a list together and just post it so we're just not rambling and trying to go off my memory. But seems like there's a Kansas City game one always in November. I'm going to have to do some checking on that one.
Yeah, we'll do that and we'll get back to you, Ish. How about that? Stay tuned.
Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. The one in Omaha is called Nuke Con, as in we're going to drop a nuke on your ass con. And I'm trying to see if it's actually in Omaha. That would be, well,
it's not going to tell you.
Yes, it's actually in Omaha.
Oh,
so there you go.
It is.
There you go.
So, while we're talking about Ish, we do have this secret project coming up with Ish that is supposed to be possibly happening within the next couple episodes. We're finalizing some detail with Ish and some of Ish's people, because Ish is cool, and that means she has people.
Yeah. We haven't heard from them yet either, FYI.
Yeah, so once we get all those details figured out, we will be able to get it out here to the world, and we will, so stay tuned for Ish's secret project. Also, I have already started compiling a list of characters for the next character history. I have got a pretty good list of, let's see, how many we got here? 12 different characters right now, but I want to know what you guys want to hear. So, tweet at us. You can tweet at Geek Vice, and if you throw a hashtag of Geek Vice on there, make sure that we can find it in case you forget to go right to me. But let me know what characters you want me to talk about. What was it, last week? Yeah, last week I talked about Deadpool and did kind of a background and history of Deadpool, both fictionally and reality-wise, kind of when he got made and what was going on around that time. So, I'll do the same thing for some of these other characters, some of the ones on the list here, just to give you guys some ideas. We've got some... of course, Kip's wife really wants me to do Hawkeye.
Of course she does.
Yeah.
She wants to do Hawkeye as well.
So, but then some of the other ones on here that I think would be really good are Gambit, Ronan the Accuser, bad guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. That would be a good one. I could also tie that into Hawkeye, because there's actually another character named Ronan that Hawkeye. What's Hawkeye's real name? Shit. Clint Barton actually decides he doesn't want to be Hawkeye anymore and decides to go by Ronin. So there's a character for her to check out as well. The other one is Apocalypse. Apocalypse is coming up. The new X-Men movie's coming up. So if there's a character out there that you want to know more about and you want me to do the work for you, to go to the wiki page and go to the Marvel page or the DC page and dig up the history of these characters and where they came from and what happened to them, tweet at us or at GeekVice or email us at geekvice@gmail.com.
Sweet.
Yeah, we want more involvement from you guys. So you tell me what you want to hear, and I will do all the work for you to come up with your answers. Because I don't really do any work to do anything else, so might as well pile on more work. Bring it on.
He can do this while he's not watching movies.
Yeah, exactly. So you got anything else for us tonight there, Kip? Any last words?
It was a sad day. We lost Wes Craven today.
Oh, that's right.
So
We did. What was he, 76, I believe? 76 years old. Not old enough, man.
Exactly.
That's a shame. He was pretty incredible with the stuff that he did and some of the movies he made, the lives he influenced. So he will be missed.
Definitely.
But on that note, you can check us out on our blog at geekvice.blogspot.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Google+. Just search for GeekVice. You can follow Kip on Twitter at Kip Killigan. You can follow me on Twitter at GeekVice. And you can email us at geekvice@gmail.com to let us know what you think about our ramblings or future topics that you want us to talk about. So
and we'll get a list of cons posted up to the Facebook page once we get our act together.
Yeah, we'll put some stuff together and maybe we'll actually go to those. I will give a little hint out there. There's a possibility in February that I might be going to Minnesota. What do you think about that, Kip?
That would be awesome. I'm not going to hold my breath, but it would be awesome.
Yeah, I looked it up, and it is still the weekend of Valentine's Day. Like, Valentine's Day is on that Sunday. I
think you have a better shot of going when Valentine's Day is like Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know. I really want to go though.
Me too. If you go, I'll find a way to go too.
So yeah, it'll be cool. For those of you that don't know, it's Con of the North. It's up there in Minnesota with the Prolific Games, and Minnesota in February probably just sounds like a really bad idea.
Yeah, on the surface it really does, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, all right, everybody. We will talk to you next week. Again, go find us, tweet us about the character you want me to talk about. I got to have it within the next couple weeks so that I can start doing all the legwork to find the history. So, in a couple weeks, I'll announce who it's going to be. For that, we'll see you next week.
See ya.